Wise Pineapples, welcome to a very special anniversary episode of The Yes Show. Today, we're celebrating one incredible year. I can't believe that. And I have to start with a huge shout out to all of my amazing guests, and especially to you. Without you, there is no show. So thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing all of your wins, and for showing up week after week to be inspired. You truly are the best part of hospitality, and it is an honor to celebrate with you. Now, for this special episode, we've rounded up the big one question from every guest to look back, reflect, and relive some of the best moments. And don't miss the bonus blooper reel. Because if you think hosting a podcast is easy, whoa, you're in for a treat. And of course, a celebration. It isn't complete without gifts. We've created conversation cards featuring the one question from each episode, perfect for sparking connection with your team, colleagues, clients, or even your family. Have fun, connect, and grow together. And look for the link in the show notes. Thanks again for this yes-tastic first year of the Yes Show. Now, enjoy the show. Welcome to the Yes Show. I'm your host, Christine Trippi. Each week, we'll explore the life-changing power of saying yes, along with hotel leadership made easy. Get ready for inspiration, fun, and sweet hospitality. Let's go. How do you go out of your way to engage people, employees, clients, network, etc.? What do you do to go out of your way to engage people?
I don't know if it's just that I'm inherently curious but I just don't walk past people. You know, if they're wearing a shirt that says Naval Aviator, I will go to them and say, were you a pilot? Tell me about being in the Navy. Or if they're wearing a hat or they're dressed up to go to a party, where y'all going tonight? I love people and love hearing their stories. And I think a lot of people will, if you let me back up, in the restaurant business, which I started in before I got hotels, there was this thing called walking the bricks. And if you ever sat in a restaurant and you're at a table and you're looking around for somebody to help you, a lot of times you'll see somebody walking down the aisle with their head down and not looking. You can't get the server or the manager's attention. Well, that's what we call walking the bricks. And I don't think that's because you're looking at the bricks, not looking at your guests.
Yeah.
And what I do is I live with my eyes up, right? I'm always looking for an opportunity to engage someone. And listen, I'm a sensing person, so I can see you in a minute and tell whether you're having a good day, a bad day, and I can. And I think there's value in being human enough to just talk to people. And so that's the way I do it. I do it all the time. My wife does not like going to parties with me because we talk to everybody. And she's an introvert.
If you can go back and redo one thing, what would you redo? What would you do over?
You know, I don't know that it would be a very specific thing, but it would be how I acted at a certain time in my career, which was there was a time in my career where I felt like I had to do everything myself. You know, I would want to take on everything myself. Either I wouldn't want to burden other people, or it was a matter of ego and wanting to prove myself, or thinking I can do it better. And you can definitely lead to burnout with that kind of thing. So if I could go back and give myself advice and say, hey, I would say knock that off. I said, there is no shame in asking for help. In fact, you will get so much further ahead faster if you ask for help. It's an opportunity to learn from somebody else, to strengthen relationships because you bond with people better, you know, when you help people out. So that would be what I would do different. Is I would have discovered that sooner in my career.
Yes. Well, I could definitely attest to that too. What book are you reading right now, or what is a great leadership book that you recommend?
Ooh. Well, you know, one of the great things is I have read so many over this past year. It's something I didn't have time to do so much of before. So I just like devoured them. I just got this in the
How will you
mail.
measure your life? Oh,
Mhm.
okay. The book is called
Yep.
How Will You Measure Your Life, and who wrote it?
Clayton Christensen, James Allworth, and Karen Dillon. And it's really just about how to balance that, doing great things in your work, but also applying that to your life and not making work everything in your life. Just make sure that we take the time to separate work and what we like to do or what we're passionate about outside of work, and to remember that we need to find that balance.
Yeah, it's so important. What is one thing you've always wanted to do that you have not done yet or are afraid to do? What's still on this bucket list for you?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned one of them, but I'm going to land on a different one. Doing the El Camino is really my wife and I.
Okay.
Not only do we want to do it, but we want to own a hostel on the El Camino and just host people. I just want to host sojourners.
I have been talking about that since I left.
What I'm going to go, I'm about to accomplish one of my biggest goals.
Oh.
I had mentioned or a little bit earlier alluded to the fact in November, I'm going to do something called the Great World Race, which is running 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. But that was not the goal. I hope I can do that. But simply getting to Antarctica, and the first marathon is running a marathon on Antarctica. It
Wow.
scares the bejeebas out of me, but I cannot wait to do it.
What was the last thing that moved you that you didn't do anything about? And if you could, what would you do now? I know.
Hey, Paul,
Powerful
geez.
question.
What was the last thing that something happened to me that moved me?
What was the last thing that moved you and that you at the time didn't do anything about it? And if you could, what would you do about it now? Like, for example, my first thought was, recently seeing somebody on the road recently around where I am, and with their sign, and I, there wasn't a chance to stop, and I really wanted to stop, and I didn't turn around. I could have turned around. I could, you know what I mean? Like, what's something that moves you that you maybe want to do something about in the world
Golly,
that you
this is
haven't yet?
massive.
I know he's a deep dude. This is a great podcast too.
I mean, I certainly relate to what you said about like when you see folks that maybe are less fortunate.
Mhm.
And okay, something came to mind.
Okay.
Now I think I'm gonna have to do something about it because of this question.
I love it. That's why
So
he asked it.
there is a woman that I see almost every time I go to the grocery I don't know her story.
Okay.
I have made some assumptions, which, we shouldn't do that, but I've seen her and I would make an assumption maybe she's homeless. I'm not sure. But that would be my assumption. And so I did see her a couple years ago at a Starbucks, and I felt it on my heart she was just drinking water. So I felt in my heart to buy her a gift card. So I got the gift card and I gave it to her. And she said thank you and she smiled. But I've seen her many times since then, so many times.
Really? Huh.
Every time I see her, I feel like I want to know her story.
Right.
Like, what's going on here? Why are you here every time? Why are you, so that's something I get moved on often and I haven't acted on.
Uh-huh. So next time you're going to just pull up a chair and say, "Hey, I'm Ryan."
Yeah.
What are you most curious about at this point in your life?
That's a great question. Curious. I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah. What are you most curious about?
Man, I know what it is, but I don't want to give everything away. But I'll tell you. It kind of goes with the whole diversity thing. I
Mhm.
love subcultures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, in music, there's all types of subcultures. Like most people think rock, pop,
Yes.
rap. I don't care about that. I want to hear about. I see those like goth people, right? I want to
Uh-huh.
hear like where that came from. What inspires
Right.
you? Tell me about that. I want to hear about this. Or like ska music, like where did that come from? Tell me the history. Why do you dress like that? Where did that come from? Where are the roots? Like I'm really into like the subgenres. Not that I would like be the person immersed in it. I just find it
Mhm.
fascinating that there's people that dedicate themselves so much to a certain type of music and they are so immersed, they dress it, and it's obviously a thing because there's a whole
Right.
group of people that do it.
Yes.
And
A tribe.
yeah, and I this absolutely like love it, and I could totally get myself lost just talking to them.
Yes. What a great question and what an amazing answer. I'm so glad that you got that. If you were to walk into a room with every person you've ever known, who would be the first person you look for?
Every person I've ever known,
Yes.
my husband.
Oh, I love that. Your honey bunny. Now, if we were to take family out of that,
Okay.
is there anybody? Let's see who that would be.
Oh my God. Geez, that is hard.
I know it's so hard.
Probably if it's everybody I've ever known, then probably my first mentor in business, which was a gentleman named by Brian Buffini, who's very famous in the real estate industry.
Okay.
He actually teaches the power of referrals.
Okay.
So I was very attracted to his systems way back in the day. So I would say probably him if I had to like someone from my past,
Uh-huh.
would probably be him, just to say thank you.
Yeah, I love that. And that's another great little message right there. When you think of everybody you've ever known in a room, who would you look for? It's someone who invested in you and helped you become the
Always.
person you're meant to be. What is a recent difficult situation that you faced, and what was the good thing that came from it?
Oh man, that's. I was thinking like, what's your favorite color? Last difficult challenge that I faced, and what was the outcome from that? Um, I'm going to give you a very generic answer because I think difficulty is a perception. And so if you perceive things as difficult, then they are. However, if you perceive things as opportunities versus being a difficulty, then the outcome's going to be a little bit different, or your think, speak, act is going to be different. So if something happens to me and I immediately think this is a difficult situation, I'm probably going to respond to it differently than if something comes to me and I'm like, hey, this is an opportunity. I'm going to think differently. I'm going to speak differently.
Yes.
I'm going to act differently. So difficult situations, opportunity type situations, they're the same, but it's all about the way you think about the situation. The thing's not about the thing. It's how you
Your
place
perception.
value, your perception, and how you add value to that thing. So remember, you're always going to have things come at you, but the thing is not about the thing. It's how you respond to it.
Well,
Did I?
James wants you to celebrate that.
Oh, thank you.
What is one book, one person, and one quote that has made you who you are today?
Wow, great question.
Oh, yeah.
The book is easy, and there's a lot of great books out there. There's a ton of them, but in fact, I have
Yeah.
trouble with just
Yeah.
saying one. But right now, I guess Unreasonable Hospitality with Will Guidara,
On my shelf. Yes.
amazing, just amazing. And I tell folks, I was talking to somebody about it today, in fact, and I said to her, I said, don't let the hospitality make you think it's only for hospitality folks.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not.
No.
It is a great book about leadership, about life. It's just a great book. It's one of those, I think it's going to be a classic if it's not a classic already. It's
Oh,
just
it
a
is.
book.
Yes, it's
It's
amazing.
just one of those that you've got to read and
Yeah.
know and understand is, yeah, this is, I have so many things highlighted in that book and underlined and everything else. It's, the pages are dog-eared and all that. It's crazy. It's a great book, great book. And he's a phenomenal speaker. So I tell people,
Yes.
if you ever get the opportunity, listen to him, whether it's virtual or
Watch
in
his TED
person.
Talk. Watch his TED Talk.
Yeah, absolutely. It's phenomenal. He's just He's good. He's really good, right?
He's really good.
Um,
As a matter of fact, I just created a masterclass for my Crown Society this month. Say yes to unreasonable hospitality.
I love it.
What relationship, she is a relationship expert, by the way. What relationship did your last big opportunity come from? Because says like that every opportunity in your life comes from a connection you have. So what relationship did your last big opportunity come from?
It's funny because we keep going back to it, but I would say that conversation with Ryan at that gig
Yeah.
um, just set up all the opportunities that have happened since. And so if that conversation, that relationship didn't exist, it may have taken me a couple more years to realize, hey, you're the confetti man, throw the confetti, share your story. And it seems so silly, but yeah, I would say, he's been a great resource, and so have you. I think for those that are listening, sometimes people that are really successful, like yourself, like Ryan, who are maybe a couple steps ahead of you in your journey versus theirs, we kind of like are scared to ask for help or ask questions or reach out and have a coffee. But as I learned with you and I learned with him, like you're very receptive. You're willing to share. You're willing to support. And I think sometimes we're our own preventers of that. And if we just reach out, like we don't know what's possible. So
Right.
I think both our relationship and his came from like a LinkedIn DM. And
Mhm.
now I value our relationships and the things that you share with me and our conversations. And so, yeah, I would say that convo has led to where I'm at now. Yeah, I'm excited to take it to the next level.
What is the best investment that you ever made in yourself?
Ooh,
Ooh.
best investment I ever made in myself, I think, was the answer I gave earlier in our time together today, which was saying yes to that virtual writing class in April 2020, because I was feeling guilt, right, that I said yes to that class because 24/7 I was parenting and cooking. It's a pandemic. Like, should I really be doing self-care right now? I really need to focus on my family and our health. But because I said yes to that class and invested in myself and my own well-being, it set me off on this wonderful journey of being an author. So that is my answer to that question.
I love that answer. What are you waiting for?
Oh.
Ooh. So for you, I mean, like you're in the middle of
Yes.
doing it, right? But is there anything else that question would apply to that maybe you've had pondering back here? What are you waiting for?
No, I love that question. I love it because it can mean so many different things.
So many, yes.
Yes. The first thing that came to mind is once we deliver, so the baby's due in early July.
Okay.
Some of the feedback I've been given is to plan something for me
Yes.
because when the baby comes, it goes immediately to the parents. The parents will go home and it's kind of all this
And it's
build
over.
up and then it's over. Yeah.
Yes.
And so like the feedback has been to plan something that you can look forward to that's going to happen for you. And so my husband and I are going to do Disney World in Florida. He's never been, and we're
Oh,
not bringing the kids. So we've done Disneyland every year with our oldest. She's
okay.
very spoiled,
Yes.
but we'll go back next year with
Mm.
all three. But this year, just us.
If you could have 2 front row tickets to any concert,
Ooh,
who are you seeing?
Cher and Madonna.
Oh, those
I
are
can't
good.
say Tina anymore. So
Yes.
it would
Yes.
definitely, I'll go to Cher and I'll go to Madonna. And then it would probably be younger.
Yes. Well, we saw Cher in 2019 and it was awesome. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't front row though. It wasn't front row. If you could have any superhero power, what power would you want to wield?
Purely selfish fun, as I would love to be able to fly. I don't know if there's any utility for it, but I just think that would be a lot of fun to be able to fly.
Happen between now and your last breath that you can be wearing a smile?
I would just say if I'm able to close the knowledge gap in the music industry, from the artist to the industry, so that artists can consistently make better business decisions when it comes to their work. If I'm able to do that, I would leave the earth with a smile.
I love that. I love how you're so encompassed in music. If you could open a box with everything you've ever lost in it, what would you look for first?
And does it have to be lost still? Or I've just lost it at some point in my life?
I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I think what comes back for me is I would look for my faith, times when I've lost it and it hasn't been as strong. And I would look for those people that I've lost, where I could just kind of give them another hug and tell them I love them. You know, I do that now, but it's a spiritual hug versus a physical hug. So I think I would look for that. I would look for my faith, and I would look for the people that are no longer here in the physical sense. So I could give a quick hug one more time.
What makes you weird?
Downtown Shelley Brown. I love her. Oh, I love her.
I know, me too.
What makes me weird? I think my weirdness is I have this huge silly side to me. And if you, I wish I had them here. I think there's one hiding. Hold on. Oh, I found it. Snowballs.
Oh.
So I am weird and I like to be silly. So I went online to Amazon one day, I curled up a piece of paper and threw it at one of our team members. And I was like, I need snowballs. I was like, you know, they have snowballs. You could buy like foamy snowballs. So I went on Amazon and I ordered 100 of these and they're all over the office. And I'll take them sometimes and I'll start chucking them at people. And they just look at me and I'm weird. I'm silly. I'll dance to music. I'll just be the goofiest, silliest person. And that just makes me happy.
I love it. And you would just drop your jaw because I literally have a package of snowballs on my refrigerator right now. So he said, I want to do the 2-in-1, which is 2 leadership books, and you don't have to say mine, that you would recommend, or two books that you really have impacted your life, and then 1 quote that you live by, or a favorite quote.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh wow. No, and I'm not being cliche, but your book is definitely one that I would recommend, and it's slipping my mind. I do apologize. Anthony's most recent book has been a big impact on me. Still one that I go back to. The Ritz-Carlton, the Standard. That's the one that I always like to go back. Like I said, I'm so sorry I'm forgetting the name of it.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then
I'll put them in the show notes though, and the links to get those books. So yeah.
And then it's cliche, but it really is. It's just the Maya Angelou quote is, people, and something I heard in the military as well. People are not going to remember, what you said or how you did it. They're always going to remember how you made them feel, and that's something that I always try to stick by.
Yes, same, and it's in my book too. Do you have a destination or a hotel that you would say is not to be missed because it's family friendly? Where have you gone that or heard about that is not to be missed if you're traveling this summer with your family?
Well, I give you 2 because one is never enough for me.
I know.
But I would tell I just in the last couple of years I've gone to both Aruba and St. Kitts, and I think they're both incredibly family friendly. Aruba is probably a little bit more upscale and all that, but I got to tell you, Aruba is one of my favorite places in the world. I've stayed at that Marriott probably 10 times. I actually went there on my honeymoon. And I stayed at the Aruba Marriott Stellaris Casino, which was the year it opened. That was the year it opened. It was when I got married. And Aruba is like the best place in the world. Sand is great. And the thing about Aruba is I've gone in the summer, I've gone in the winter here, and people go, why would you go in the summer? Is it really hot there? I go, no. The weather there year round, amazing, unbelievable. I just went to St. Kitts for the first time. I've only been there once, but I got to tell you, it was as pleasurable almost as Aruba, and it's a lot less expensive, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
So both of those places are great. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more culturally, I would tell you Italy, amazing. Again, it's a little tough with the family depending on your kids. If they're young, they may not like the sightseeing and all that stuff. But I got to tell you, taking mopeds through the Tuscany suburbs and ending the tour at a wine place, and having pizza out of a brick oven, drinking wine, doesn't suck.
Doesn't suck, yeah.
Doesn't suck,
My question for you is, if fear was not an obstacle, what dream would you chase right now?
Yeah, I think just getting to the next level. So the next level for me would be a president, right?
Okay.
And so for me, it would just be about continuing to grow. And I guess there is a little bit of a fear factor that gets wrapped into that, Christine, or that self-doubt.
The imposter syndrome.
Absolutely. That self-doubt that we kind of, whatever we tell ourselves,
yeah,
and maybe we don't ask the question, or we don't, let people know what you want. That's one of my goals that I have put down this year is I will ask more questions. I will ask for things more often, even if I'm told no, I'm going to ask for it. And so that's a shift that I have made in my own leadership style, and wanting to grow.
Love that. That's a good one. What is your favorite mistake that you made in life, and what did you learn from it?
Oh, my favorite mistake in life was thinking that I could control situations or write a check to fix it. And God broke my heart with my son's disability, and it changed the entire trajectory of my life. So that was the biggest mistake, was thinking that I was somewhat in control of anything ever. And the only thing I'm in control of is my response to this amazing world.
I love that one so much. Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership. Oh my God. Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to... Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership. Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership. Oh my God. Today on the Yes Show, I'm thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership. Why am I doing that? Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership, Lisa Mendez. As Regional Director for IHOP, Lisa oversees nearly... Today on the Yes Show, I am thrilled to welcome a powerhouse in hospitality leadership, Lisa Mendez.
1 hour later.
Who keeps her on her toes. Lisa's passion for not pizza. Cut that. Lisa's passion for people and her ability to... Oh my God. Why am I doing that? That's a wrap for today's show. Say yes to taking action and changing the world one yes at a time. And oh, my friend, will you say yes to review, like, and subscribe? The more yeses you give, the more juicy goodness I can bring to all of you wise pineapples. Cool or cool?